Sorry, good afternoon. I guess we'll start off there. How would you assess your front court as you head into the Big 12?
Front court?
Yeah.
I think they're getting better. We obviously need more. Everybody's got to produce at a higher level now. We're going into Big 12 play for us to be as successful as possible. We got to rebound better up front. We got to be more physical. If we can get the ball inside, not necessarily to score, but to run offense through there at times, go inside out. That's a bonus just to flatten out the defense a little bit. But we got to get Merle back playing with a sense of urgency. Solomon has done some good things. And then, Daryl and Deontay have been, pretty productive. Deontay, we got to get him, continue to challenge him. But, in our forward, we've played four guards, some as well these last couple games. But we need those front court guys to produce, especially as we're doing the Big 12 play, and plays a lot more physical and going against a lot more size.
Is four guards something you want to do more of? Seemed like you were leaning on that the last maybe 2-3 years.
Yeah. We're working on it. I think we're feeling more comfortable with it. The thing when you play four guards, you got to be junkyard dogs out there. You got to be nasty. You got to be tough. And so that's what we've been trying to stress and work on. But I think our four guard lineup has been productive when you look at plus minus statistically.
Bab good to go after his.
Yeah, he's good to go. I don't think he's 100%. You'd have to ask him on that, but he's practiced the last 2-3 days that we've practiced, or the last 2 or 3 practices that we've had, and so. But you can still see there's some tenderness there. It's just one of those kind of nagging injuries, but we need him to get healthy.
To win with
Friday,
four,
yeah, he'll play Friday. For
to
sure.
win with four guards, to win at least 9-10 games in this conference with four guards, what has to happen?
You got to be, like I said, you got to be nasty. You got to be tough. You got to be the toughest team on the floor. The guards got to rebound collectively. You got to offensively share the ball, play at a good pace, make good decisions, make shots. But I think when you watch good teams that play with four guards, the one thing that they have is great toughness, and that's the thing we're gonna. If we do play that lineup for extended stretches, we've got to have great toughness.
What about Monte? Are you getting everything from him that you want?
I mean, I think everybody, from me to the last guy, we all have to be better. We're 8-3, but you make a shot here and there, you're 10-1. And so that's just the reality of it. I mean, Gonzaga, Cincinnati here, we had the game 1. And so I think everybody's got to take the next step now, and that's my challenge to those guys, from Monte to me to everybody.
What do you see of the conference, maybe top to bottom, as now that everyone's gone through?
I think top to bottom, I think it's probably a lot more balanced top to bottom than it was last year. I thought probably last year you had a couple teams at the bottom that you kind of could say, hey, we're gonna get them. Probably had a really good chance to get them in their place too. I think 1 through 10 now. I think you have your elite teams at the top, teams that are playing really well right now. Kansas, Baylor, West Virginia, Oklahoma State with those guards back are very good. But I just think when you look at, Texas Tech had a great year last year, and I think they're better this year. Kansas State's got a lot of guys back. TCU had guys sitting out that are eligible now, and they signed some good guys as well. And so I think that bottom tier's really improved, and so it makes your league even better.
You think Texas Tech is better than last year?
I do. I just think that, I know they lost 1 or 2 guys, but I think they're playing with great confidence. They're defending, they're sharing the ball. Chris does a really good job, did a great job at Little Rock, and he's doing a great job there implementing his culture and his style. And I'm sure Tubby laid a great foundation there as well, for him to build on. But Chris is doing great. They've had a great non-conference schedule, 11-1, to where now they're coming in with a lot of confidence.
For that, that seems indicative. Maybe the middle of the conference is stronger than last year, or years prior before you were here. How much more difficult does that make the whole 18-game stretch when those middle tier games where you think you come into Hilton and win by 10 points, they're going to be closer to coin flip maybe?
Yeah, that's what every game is now. To where and I don't know the league really from afar. I do, but not internally. I don't, except from last year and this year. But it makes every game so important. It makes your home games that much more important, because I think every team in this league can get the other guy on any given night, home, neutral, road, and so you got to be ready to play. And whether it's Tech, whether it's Baylor, whoever it may be.
Do you envision Solomon Young's minutes increasing in the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, they could. At some point we got to decide. It's hard to play, 4 front court guys a lot of minutes and everybody be happy. So it's just really as we get going, is who's producing. And so you can keep those guys out on the floor. But he's done some really good things for us, and he's had some freshman growing pains as well. But he does bring some physicality and toughness up front we need.
Which of your guards best epitomize that toughness, that nastiness you see at this point? How do you cultivate it in guys that maybe need an extra notch of it?
You just through practice habits. Through your practice habits. And I think the last 2 days our energy's been really good. We've gone back to some old just 3-on-3 box out drills and disadvantage drills and just drills that I feel more comfortable with, rather than just straight 5-on-5 stuff. Because we got to get that back. We were really good. I didn't even know this till last night that we're defense field goal percentage is first in our league, but we were really good defensively. And like in Florida, I thought we were nasty. I thought we were tough. I thought we really competed at a high level. Miami was bigger. We rebounded them at an even. Gonzaga same way. Had a chance to win that game. The last couple weeks we lost that edge a little bit, and we got to get that back. And I think we're making strides to do that.
Other than being able to grow a beard in these last couple of weeks, what did you guys kind of focus on?
I'm not growing a beard. I'll shave tomorrow or tonight. Really, I'll shave tonight. I didn't know I had a press conference today until this morning, and I was already in the office. Say your question again.
Just over the last couple of weeks, what were you guys focusing on?
Probably the last couple weeks we're focused on offensive execution and spacing and pushing the pace. What we're focusing on right now is just the grit and the nastiness and the toughness and rebounding and getting back in transition and guarding the ball and closing out the right way and just trying to continue to make those habits.
Where does free throw shooting kind of rank among the top priorities?
They're priorities, but we shoot them, after every break we go to line and shoot for 2 minutes, and these guys shoot them on their own. Obviously, we got to get to the free throw line more. That's something we haven't done. I don't know if we did it. I don't think we did it last year either, but we scored at such a high clip. But we got to make them better. We can't be a 60% free throw shooting team, and so you just spend more time with it, and that's all you can do. And you got to sit there and make them. There's no magic recipe.
Cameron Lard have a plane ticket yet?
I don't know if he has a plane ticket yet, but he's in the process of getting all his transcripts in order. The problem right now is that it's not a problem. It is what it is from the standpoint of the eligibility center and the holidays, of just getting all that stuff to them. But he'll be here. His grades came back. I'm not going to announce his grades, but his grades came back to where they needed to be. And so I think it's really not just a mere formality of getting stuff to the eligibility center and then getting them up here. And we're not in a rush to get them up here from a standpoint of trying to see if we can get them in there to play and all that stuff. We just need to get him here, make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and so he's here and he's in good standing.
So barring unforeseen circumstances, you're playing redshirt.
Yeah, I would most likely. I'd be, and he'd have to, maybe the second half of Big 12 play you could really look at it, but I think that's far off of what I'm envisioning.
If he could make a difference in a game or two, would you do it?
That's possible, possibly. But I really have to see him out here for a couple weeks first.
Because that's what it's going to come down to.
And so if he's in practice 2-3 weeks in, and there's he brings a definite edge, then you got to really evaluate it. But until I see that, I think he's got a chance to be a good player. But until I see that right now, because he's going from, really not doing anything to having to play.
Is he playing in any kind of competition?
Yeah, with his prep school. But now he's coming. So, so he's done with that. And so unless I really saw a chance for him to make a difference, then I wouldn't. But if there is, then that's something I'll evaluate, especially going forward.
Do you want him to be able to play, or would you rather just say you'd rather get a full floor?
If he could help this team really make a difference, then I got to really look at it. What's probably the best thing for him is to get here, practice, get with a strength and conditioning coach, get a spring, get a summer, and so he's ready to go full go next year.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.